morning. My name is Lauren Lewis with Power for Parkinson's. This is Young Onset Circuit class, and welcome. For today's class, you're going to need some weights. For some of our exercises, you're going to need a ball for our second part of our exercises. You're going to need to make sure you've got some water, and I suggest having a chair or making sure that you are next to a wall for balance and safety. Before we get started, let me just remind you that this class is designed for people with moderate symptoms of Parkinson's disease. It is a challenging class. You need to be able to exercise standing for about an hour, and you do need to be able to get on and off the floor comfortably. So those are our rules. Let's get started. I'm going to put on our warm-up music. You can join me. A warm-up is about 3 minutes. Either run around the room, go up and down the stairs, do whatever it is, or follow me and join me. But either way, come on back and join me in about 3 minutes. I'm going to put my timer on, some music on. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start out marching right, left, right, left. Good, now let's add those arms and inhale up. Exhale out, 2 more, bring it up. And exhale down. Last time. Good, just march in place. Here we go. 4 and 3, 2. Now widen those legs. Bring them back in. Good, let's do that again. Open up those legs. We're just warming up, getting the heart rate slightly, slowly, and safely up. Getting ready, getting our joints ready for work. Preparing our body for exercise. Bring it back in. Good, right here, heels. Bring your heel in front, heel in front, heel in front. We're gonna add some arms, push back. Warming up the shoulders, chest, biceps and triceps. Warming up the hamstrings. Warming up those heel, ankle flexion. Good, let's do doubles. 2 right, 2 left. Good, let's change the arms. Let's bring them up and down now. By raising the arms a little higher, we're increasing the heart rate without really doing much more than that. Just lifting those arms is gonna bring our heart rate up. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Back to singles. Let's take this to a gentle knee lift. Bring the arms underneath the knee to force that knee to come a little higher. Now we're including the glutes and the quads. Let's hold this for 8. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, and 5. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2. Now let's take it to doubles again. 2 right, 2 left. Let's take this to 4. A little harder. 4, 3, 2, switch. Let's take it to 8. 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, come on. 4 more. 3, 2. Switch sides. Last. 8. Feel my heart rate coming up. How about you? 4, 3. Let's go back to singles. 8. 4 more. This feels good, huh? Inner thigh. Go for the ankle. We're turning the heel in, warming up that inner thigh. Let's bring those arms nice and big around. Once again, increasing the intensity, making it just a little harder. Let's do doubles each side. 2 right, 2 left. 4 times, hold 4. Switch. Let's go back to singles for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. Now outer thigh, push out with your heel. Little pendulum, go right and left. If you want, you can bring this up, out, out, to a higher intensity, or stay with me right here. Let's go for doubles. Ready? 2 right, 2 left. Use those arms so you can get that heart rate up just a little higher. Let's do 4, 4. Switch sides for 4. Now 8, 6, 4. Switch sides. 8. Lead with your heel. 4, 3, back to knee lifts in front. 8 more. 4, 3, take it to a gentle kick to me. Kick it forward. Good, now let's get that heart rate just a little higher by bending down a little lower. Finishing up our warm-up by increasing the intensity. Last 8, come on, kick it. 8, 7, 4, doubles. Let's go right to 8. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, switch it. 8, 4, 3, 2, back to singles. Good, take it a little lower. Good, now bring those heels on in front to a gentle heel kick. Drop those arms. We're bringing that heart rate down now that we got it up. We want to go safely and bring it back down. Bring your arms overhead. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. All right, we are ready to go. I'm going to turn off the music for a second and get started. All right, so make sure that you have water nearby. If your heart rate's real high, keep walking as I explain what we're going to do. You don't want to get your heart rate too high and just stop. Okay, so I'm going to give you 6 exercises. Each one will be directed at large muscles. Hopefully, we'll be hitting all the large muscle groups in the body. And each exercise also has a very specific target on a very common Parkinson's disease symptom. So I'll be explaining each one and why we're doing each one as we do it. So let's get started. Our first exercise is called a caterpillar with a push-up. 2 of my favorite exercises we're starting right off with. The caterpillar, an absolute favorite of mine, and of course, who doesn't love push-ups? So we're working, this is a full body exercise. We're working legs, core, shoulders, chest, arms, everything. Caterpillar is done like this, and I'm going to show you some different ways of doing it, but caterpillar starts off in a full body stretch, arms are overhead, you bend all the way down, try to touch those toes, then you walk with your hands on the floor, all the way to a full plank position. In this position, we widen the arms, come on down for a push-up, bring your arms back in, walk your hands to your toes, and stand. Caterpillar push-up. You can do this on the floor. Let me just show you 2 other ways to do this. You can do this on the floor, and instead of doing the caterpillar, you can do an up-down, which is, it'll get you in the same place. Full extension, come down here instead of bending, instead of a straight bend your knees, take one leg at a time out. Now you're in your plank, do your push-up, bring it back in, one leg at a time comes in, and stand up. So if the caterpillar is difficult for you, short hamstrings, lower back problems, the up-down is a great solution to the same exercise, getting all the benefits. And the last way we can do this is using a chair, coming up, same thing. You can either jump out like a burpee or one leg at a time. And then we do our push-up off the chair. And then we come back in, or jump in, and stand. So those are your 3 different options. I'm going to try my first round on the floor. Go for it. Okay, we're going to do this for 50 seconds. Then we'll go right on to the next exercise. So 50 seconds on our clock. I'm going to put some music on. You can go at my pace or yours. Remember, this is your exercise, not mine. Here we go. To the floor, walk it out. Make sure you're in a full plank before you go down for those push-ups. Walk it back. Try to touch those toes and lift. Think about lengthening those legs. Think about keeping a straight leg on those planks. Now, the push-up. The push-up. It's called a push-up, not a drop-down, right? So don't worry about how low we go. We're going to worry about pushing up with your palms, using your chest. I don't want you to put strain on your rotator cuff. I want you to put strain on your chest and shoulders, the large muscles, not the joints. right, there's our timer. I have to make it a little louder so you can hear it. All right. Let's see. I can't make this a little louder. There we go. All right, the next exercise we're going to do is a front, back lunge. So that is going to look like this. One leg at a time is going to go into a front lunge. A front lunge is a 90-degree angle. 90 here, 90 there. Front lunge, step back. Other leg goes into a front lunge. 90-degree angles in both. Step back. Now we go into a back lunge, alternating legs again. One leg goes back, 90, 90. That's the key number in exercise. Other leg goes back. So it's front, back. Now to make it a little more fun, if you want, grab those weights. We're going to use an opposite arm curl. So when I go with my right leg, my left arm is going to come into a curl. And then I switch, opposite curls. And then in my back, I'm just going to do a fly. So I'm working biceps and shoulders and deltoids. Okay? Make sure that you are doing this next to a wall or you have that chair near you for balance and safety. Putting on our music, putting on our time. 50 seconds, here we go. This is a lot of quadriceps. By lunging, we're working quadriceps. And obviously upper body, working biceps and shoulders. As you get tired, your glutes are going to kick in and help. You're welcome. Try to concentrate on using opposites. So we're really getting a nice full body exercise here. Try to think about stepping really far forward and holding that 90 degree. Chest up. Try not to bow during those lunges. There's your time. You may find your heart rate's coming up, so we're working one more muscle, aren't we? All right, the next exercise is another favorite of mine, bunny hops. If you've never done a bunny hop, you're in for a treat. So bunny hops is in a plank position. You're going to jump to the right of your body, center, to the left of your body, center. So those are your bunny hops. And then we're just going to cross and touch our toes. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Plank position. I'm going to jump right, center, left, center, and then I'm going to touch each foot. Right, center, left, center, touch, touch. This is a great exercise for core. We're really working on core here. By jumping to the right and to the left, you're including your obliques, the side muscles, and then by crossing, you're using all those muscles. You can do this and just get as much benefit, the same benefit as you were on the floor, again, modified up here on the chair. Nothing changes. Right, center, left, center, tap, tap. It just, for some of you, may find you're able to complete the exercise more fully and safer. So do it at your pace, at your level. Timer goes on, goes on. 50 seconds. Here we go. Right. So you're going to feel this. It won't take long to feel these almost immediately in your core. We're also working shoulders and chest. And a little legs too, so it really is a full body exercise, but with the focus mostly on core. Now once you've got it, you may want to speed it up a little, make it a little more cardio. That's your choice. You may want to slow it down a little, make it a little more muscular. That's your choice. You may want to go all the way to the side. That's your choice. And there's our time. Getting off the floor, put one leg on in front of you, 90-degree angle, hands support you and lift you up, head stays above your chest. Good job. Next exercise, you're standing, we're going to do a squat. Squat is just a seated position. You're sitting back, nice and low, sitting nice and far back. Then you're going to come up and do a abduction using your glutes. your gluteus minimus, outer thigh. Make sure you don't turn your body. You're lifting with your heel, and then you're going to squat again and do a nice big hamstring kick directly in front, and then switch sides, out, squat, front. Alternating each side front, nice big wide squat in between. So we were asking you to take big steps. You can add your weight. I'm going to add some weight just to make it a little more fun. The weights are either close to your body or in front, helping you with that balance of the squat. All right, this is obviously a leg exercise. Tie her on. All glutes. Here we go. Down, out, down, kick, down, out, down, kick. Go at your pace. Don't go at my pace. Control it. Think about every motion. Think about every move. Think about keeping your body behind you on those squats. I'm turning, you can see, I'm sitting back, out, sit back, front, sit back, sit back. Lead with your heel on the kick, not the toe. This one you may feel tomorrow because of those hamstrings between the caterpillar and those outer thigh kicks, the front kicks. We're really working those hamstrings for a change, which is great. It's an area a lot of people find are short and tight, so you want to make sure that you are working those muscles to keep your back safe. All right, the next exercise is an upper body exercise. Grab those weights, grab water bottles, grab a can, or you don't have to grab anything. We're gonna make a T, upper body. We're gonna grab those weights, palms face you. We're gonna lift about shoulder height, about chest height, not up here, about here. Notice my arms are soft, which means they're just slightly bent. I'm gonna bring myself out to a T. And once again, arms are soft. They're not extended behind me, and I'm not throwing them. They're soft and out. Come in and down. Up, out, in, and down. And to make it a little more challenging, you may want to bring that chair over for this exercise. To make it a little more challenging, I'm going to ask you to do this on one leg. Okay? Let's see if we can do that for a minute. Don't worry if you have to switch legs, that's fine. Don't worry if you can't do it for the whole minute, that's fine. Upper body exercise, just throwing in the balance for fun. Here we go. Keep your chest up, keep your head up, work those shoulders, work your abs. A lot of core here too, we're still working core. Most of my exercises include some kind of core on purpose. We want to work that whole upper body right here. We're working on, you're also working your upper back. When you bring those arms out, make sure you pull your shoulder blades down towards your hips, toward the floor instead of squeezing in. That'll give you a safer and better workout in that upper back. Good, and that's a great exercise so that we're working front and back of your body balance. Whoop, lost it. Good, make sure your arms are out to the side. And that's your 50 seconds. How'd you do? All right, the next exercise is strictly for cardio. So I'm gonna keep that music on. I'm gonna ask you to, for the next 50 seconds, run it out, just a jog. Now, I'm not gonna jog, I'm gonna move those legs nice and high into a high march. Add the arms if you want. You can add a weight to make it a little more fun. Whatever it is that'll get that heart rate up. Run at your pace. I'm putting 50 seconds on. Go for it, cardio. Let's go! Try to lift it up a little higher if you're with me and not jumping. You really need to lift those knees higher. Try to bring them hip height. I'm turning again so you can see where my knees are. Hip height. Bring them up. Bring them up. So if you've been noticing our 6 exercises, we used upper body, we used lower body, we used a lot of core. We used glutes and quadriceps. We used shoulders, chest, biceps. We've used it all, and upper back. So this is, as we like to say, a full body circuit. Heart rate's up now, huh? Oh, please, that's got to be 50 seconds. Let me check. Now it is. Here's my timer. All right, walk it off. As I said earlier, we don't want to just stop the heart rate. Don't want to just stop. Walk it off. We're going to do those 6 exercises all over again. Each one the exact same way. This time, however, I want you to think about the Parkinson's symptom that we're focusing on. The first one is range of motion. We're working on really extending that body. That's why I wanted the plank. I want you to think about lengthening that body as high as you can, keeping those knees straight, bringing it all the way down, or out, in, whatever you're doing. Bring it all the way out to a full plank. You can see, visually you can see where your body is. Then we're going to do the push-up just for fun. And it forces us to work on pushing up, getting off the floor, bring those hands back in. So I want you to think about not just form, but motion. Really using all those motions. Really extending your body. My timer's on, 50 seconds. And here we go. Full extension of that body. Push up, come back down, look down, make sure your legs are straight, make sure your arms are fully extended. Very common symptom a lot of people find with Parkinson's is they start to not realize it, but you start to not fully extend. In every direction, you want to make sure that you can reach in every plane, out, up, in every plane, fully. Reminding the brain, retraining to go full. And back. The next exercise. All right. The next exercise we're working on is the front back lunge, front, back. Now we're working on gait. Many people with Parkinson's find that their legs, their gait becomes very small, shorter steps, reminding, retraining the brain, big steps forward. So in addition to everything we talked about earlier, 90 degrees, front and back, try to really extend those legs, really far in front, really far in back, to exaggerate those motions, reminding and retraining the brain. Large motion. 50 seconds. We're also working on opposites here. We're working on opposites because a lot of people find that you either don't use your arms at all when you walk, which is unnatural, or you use the same arm. So we want to remind the brain, retrain the brain to go opposite. The opposite hand to leg really reinforces balance when you're walking. When you're using that opposite arm with the opposite leg, you're really maintaining balance better. Nice big steps. It's not just about the lunge, it's about the big lunge. All right, there it is. Bunny hops are next. Come on down on the floor. Bunny hops are next. Here we're retraining the brain, reinforcing the brain to do those for balance, where our body is inside. When our legs are to the side, we're still holding up, so we're using all those muscles, and we're crossing that midline, using both sides of the brain. When we cross the midline, both sides are working more functionally. So this is a great exercise for brain stimulation and core. Let's go. I'm going to do it, obviously, on the chair this time, so I can really think about doing all these exercises, all these motions fully. Range of motion also in those planks. Try not to lift your hips. Try to keep those legs straight in the plank, in that plank position. When you're going for the X, one leg is fully extended in a plank. Do you love these as much as I do? time. All right, come on up. Make sure you're using that bent knee as you stand up. Squats are next. Remember, we're taking, this is also for gait. Using a different direction instead of going forward and back, now we're changing direction. We're going wide, out, wide, front. We're working balance. Once again, I told you, a lot of balance today. Working on balance, it's one of the first and most common symptom of Parkinson's. But we're also working on making sure those legs are nice and wide. So when you're sitting, make sure you're sitting back. Come on and join me. I'm going to grab those weights again. I like to do them with weights. It's your choice. It forces me to sit back a little easier when I'm holding weights. And I really want to try to get that leg in front for range of motion and hamstring. Balance. Posture. Getting your heart rate up. You don't have to go that fast. Slow it down and really get into those muscles if you need to. Good for you. Try to get that leg hip height if you can. I did it that time, I think. Okay, there's your time. Next exercise, bring that chair over to balance. Next exercise is those T's. The T. It may help you to remember by saying it with me. Up, out, in, down. And you're on one leg. If you stayed the entire minute on your right leg, this time try it on your left leg. All right, just alternating, giving both legs an equal shot. So this is all about balance, as well as upper body strength, which we need if we end up on the floor. Think about keeping those elbows even with your shoulders or out to the side. Your elbows and your wrists should be the same height. So watch out for this. Try not to let your wrists go above your elbows. Try to let your elbows and your wrists be the same height. Up, out, in, down. Say the words to yourself as you do it. How we doing? Shoulders really feeling this, huh? Woo! Yay! All right, last thing is just for cardio. When we work cardio, we're bringing blood and oxygen to the brain. That's fuel for the brain. We're also forcing the body, reminding the body and forcing the body to move faster. Another symptom of Parkinson's, people tend to slow down a little. We want to remind the brain, trigger those sensors in the brain that force you to move faster. Let's go. 50 seconds on the clock. I'm going to add my one weight. Here we go. Jog it out. A little faster if you can. A little higher if you can. It's only 50 seconds. It's a long 50 seconds, but it's only 50 seconds. Come on and join me. Now you can have a little fun with this and just keep changing directions so it's not so boring. Or you can take those jogs and go sideways. Whatever works for you. Just make it a little more fun, a little more interesting to get you through those 50 seconds. Bend down a little lower, lift a little higher, get that heart rate up. Come on. Stay with it. You got this. We're almost done. All right. Walk it off. Grab some water. The last round is same thing, all the same exercises. We're going to start off with the caterpillar and the push-up. This time, every time throughout the entire 50 seconds, while you're doing it, while you're thinking about range of motion, while you're thinking about pushing up with your arms, while you're thinking about lengthening the body, I want you to also think about insects. Come up with as many insects in the 50 seconds as you can. If you find you're running out, then only every time you stand, come up with one. It's a lot harder than you think when you're put on the spot. So I'm going to put our music on. I'm going to have you stand up and get ready. You can do this on the chair or on the floor. Ready? Insects is our theme on this one. one is the caterpillar, right? That's where I thought insects would be fun. Keep going. Insects for the whole 50 seconds. Think about as many as you can. Get your mind thinking, dual tasking here. We're dual tasking. You're thinking about range of motion, muscles. We're thinking about pushing up with the push-up, not dropping down. And you're thinking about insects. How we doing? There's our time. I'm not even gonna finish. All right, come on up. The next thing we're doing is front, back, back. Front, back lunges. Remember, we're taking large steps in both directions. We're using opposites. But this time also, every time we go front, I want you to come up with the girl's name. Lauren. Keep coming up with the girl's name. And every time you go back, come up with the boy's name. Hold 50 seconds. Girl's name's front, boy's name's back. Working on opposite arms, flies. Everything's going. Here we go. 50 seconds. Opposite, nice big steps. Big steps. Flies on the back. Shoulders. I'm going to come way down on these because I really want to get into those large muscles. I want to make sure I'm taking big steps to retrain my brain to take large steps in natural life, in functional life. Big! Come on down on those too. Work those quads. Girls' names, boys' names. Hopefully you have a large family you can work on all those names. Hopefully they're not all the same name. John Jr., John Sr. All right, nice work. Next exercise, we're working on bunny hops and crosses. This time, I want you, every time you do a motion, I want you to count 100 minus 2. We're just counting down by twos. So let's do it every time you touch your toe. So there's a break. You're not going to do it during the bunny hops, only when you touch your toe. So that's going to force you to have to remember where you left off. In addition to everything else we're doing. I'm going to move my chair back here so I have a little help. Here we go. Counting by 2, down from 100, 50 seconds. Bunny hops first, right, left. Here we go. Right, center, left. Now here are the 2. Counting back from 100. From 100 backwards. You can exaggerate this motion. Go all the way to the side, all the way over. To really, really trigger those core muscles. If you want to challenge yourself just a little more. Your bunny hops should be challenging enough. It is for me. All right. All right, nice job. Come on up. If you're on the floor, make sure that you're leaning on one leg to come up. The next exercise are those big wide squats to the side. Abduct and kick. This time, every time you squat, and only when you squat, not during the kicks, I want you to think of things that you have to lock. Things that you use a lock for, or you lock, okay? A locker, you lock those. Think your front door to your house, anything that you lock, okay? Squat. Every time you squat, you're doing that. You're locking. Here we go. Big squat, abduct. Every time you squat, come up with something you have to lock. If you have to stay down to think of it, that's fine. You're using those muscles. A little harder, right? Make sure you're sitting back. Make sure you're Coming nice and deep, working on gait, as well as muscles. Thinking of things you have to lock. Here's your time. Great job. Bring that chair over for our next exercise. Get the weights ready. We're going to make that T. We're going to make that T. This time, I want you to say what you're doing. Up, out, in, down. Do it 2 times. Then I want you to say it backwards. Down, in, out, up. 2 times. Keep reversing what you're saying, what you're doing and what you're saying, okay? Grab those weights. Remember, we're still on one leg. This is the most fun one, I think. Here we go. Up. One more time, say it right. Good, now this time reverse it. Ready, go. Say it wrong again. Now say it right. Go at your pace now that you've got it. Depending on how much weight you're holding. You're going to go faster or slower. Still working on balance. You can lift that knee a little higher if you want, or bring it away from your body if you want. I'm keeping it right here, right on top of my other leg. Keeping safe and secure, hopefully. Woo! Keep those elbows in place, even, and there's your time. Last line is your jog. We're going to jog in place. Use the weights or not the weights. Get that heart rate up. I'm not going to stop the music. We're going to go right into it. 50 seconds. Get that heart rate up for me. Go. Woo. Feeding the brain, blood and oxygen. Great breakfast for the brain. Try not to throw the elbows on these if you are using a weight. Be good to your joints. You don't want to throw them. You want to lift carefully. Bring those knees up to your chest if you can. Come on up. This is it, the last round. Last exercise, last round. Here's your chance if you haven't done it yet. Here's your chance. Walk it off. Give yourself a hand. You did great. All right, keep walking it off. Deep breath in with me. Deep breath, slow. Now exhale, slow, 4 counts. Deep breath in with me. Exhale. 2 more times, ready? Last time, hopefully your heart rate's coming down, yes? Good, walk it off. Grab a ball if you have one. This is our chance. Our next thing we're going to working on is speed drills. Very, very common symptom of Parkinson's, and if it's not one of your symptoms, it's always good to practice. Anyway, for agility, for obviously for speed, coordination, memory, focusing, keeping hand-eye coordination. It's all good for all of that. So if this is not a symptom of yours, it's still great to work on because it still expands and stimulates the brain. So we're going to start off with the ball. We're going to dribble. And by dribble, I mean this. Your hand stays about hip height here. You don't come down and down and down and down and down. You stay hip height. So let's practice. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I want you to do it with your right hand. I'm going to do it with this hand. I'm going to ask you to do it with your dominant hand. So I'm assuming most of you are right-handed. Do it with your dominant hand first, and then we'll switch it later. Dominant hand, I'm going to put on 10 seconds. I want you to count how many comfortably. That's your baseline, so don't push it yet. Find what your baseline is, okay? 10 seconds on my clock. 1 second, I got to get my 10. Whoops, too much, too much. I've got a heavy hand when it comes to time. All right, 10 seconds, ready, go. I got 18. How many did you get? So that's your baseline. Baseline. We're going to do this 3 times. This time I want you to try to get one more. One more. Okay? Remember, we're dribbling up here. Don't come down lower each time you do it. Stay up nice and high. You may have to, this ball is a little deflated, so I have to really push. That's extra. That's extra because I'm also working my shoulders. So good for me, right? All right, 10 seconds, go. All right, I got 21. Did you go up? Hopefully you went up. Let's do it 2 more times. Get ready. Here we go. 10 seconds. Try to go up again. 21. Same. Last time, try to go up. Remember, we're working on speed. Go as fast as you can. This is your last time on this side. Go! All right, I did it. How about you? All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Remember, now you're on your not dominant side. Don't be surprised if it is not as good. We're going to start off with that baseline. Baseline, don't overdo it. Just find what is normal and your regular pace, your comfortable pace. Go. Not as good as my right side, as my other side. All right, get ready. We're going to do this again. That's your base. Try to improve on your base. Here we go. 10 seconds, go. Better on that time for me. How about you? Last time. Hopefully the ball is still with you. If you lose the ball, don't worry about it. It's just a rubber ball. Don't worry about it. We're going to do it again. Here we go. Start. All right, we're going to do it one more time. Ready? Get that ball. Find the ball. Get it in place. Last time, as fast as you can. Go! Don't come down. Bring the ball to you. All right, not quite as good as my other side, but better than I started. All right, put the ball down. We're going to cool off and stretch out. Great job today. Thank you for joining me. We're going to start off by stretching out those quads, all those front muscles that we used on those front lunges. Grab hold of your toe or your heel. Standing back, make sure that your knee faces the floor, not in front of you. You want to be good to that flexor. You want to open up the flexor, part of that front, all of that front large muscle group of muscles. If this is an uncomfortable or a difficult stretch for you, take that same leg, bring it behind you, still stretching all those. And I like to put my weight on the chair so that I can stretch and not put my weight on the muscle. Let's just hold it here for a good 10 seconds. Good, and feeling all those muscles lengthening and stretching out. All right, good. Now we're going to switch sides. Once again, grabbing hold of the toe or the ankle, if you can. Otherwise, bring that leg behind you. The knee faces the floor. Your chest and shoulders are tall. You're not bending. Your hips are forward here. You're not bending at the hip. Or you're using that back leg and just lengthening and stretching throughout. And let's hold for another 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, hamstrings and glutes. We're going to start off with the hamstrings. Let's start off with the right leg. Heel is on the floor, toe is up. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. You can put that leg up on something if you're very flexible, or on the floor if you're not as flexible. We did use the hamstrings quite a bit today, so I'd like you to keeping your back flat or slight, and lean, sitting back like there's an invisible chair behind you, and just lean into it. If you're not feeling it in your hamstrings, see if you can bend that knee a little and push back a little more, and I'm pretty sure you'll find it there. And let's just say the word ooh for about 10 seconds. Ready? Join me. Ooh. switch it to the other side. Heel is down, toe is up, sitting way back. If you need to bend that knee just a little to really feel it in your hamstrings, good for you, do that. Deep breath in, ooh, together, ooh. All right, nice work. Good. I'm going to have a seat. You can stay standing. We're going to stretch our glutes. We're going to do the number 4 stretch. So we're going to go right here, making a 4. And then you're going to sit back and just hold that stretch so you're sitting in this position. I'm going to do this seated because these metal hips of mine don't work quite as well. Drop that knee down. Let's lean forward. And this time we're going to say ah. Ah. Good. All right. We're stretching all those muscles that we used during our squats. So you want to make sure that we're really getting into those muscles. Drop this knee if you can. Lean forward without stressing your lower back, and we'll say ah once again. Ah. All right. Let's drop those legs down. Let's open up the arms, opening up the chest, leaning back. Try not to squeeze your neck. In fact, just look forward as if you're giving thanks to the earth. Nice big open body. And let's say oh, opening up your mouth, opening up all those muscles together. Oh. All right, that felt pretty good, huh? Roll your shoulders front back. Good, and let's just stretch out the upper back, all those muscles we did during any of that arm work. We're using the upper body and upper back. So I'm going to move my chair out of my way. Drop your chin, bring those arms in front. Try just to stretch that upper back. Don't take your whole body with you. Just your upper back, your shoulders, your biceps, all those muscles. And this time we're going to say oh once again. Oh. Bring those arms all the way up as high as you can. Reach for the sky. Every muscle in your body right now is contracting. Think about lifting yourselves up as high as you can. Get on those toes. Stretch out and lengthen your calves, your hips, your abdominals, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, your wrists. Everything is lengthening, lifting. Feel your back lifting. Everything contracting and stretching out as much as you can. Bring yourself back down to your toes. Open up those fingers. Deep breath with me. We are done. Let's finish with a big yay. Ready? Yay! All right, give yourself a hand. You did great today. This was a real full body exercise. Good for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you had fun today, please give us a like on the bottom of your screen. And if you have not subscribed yet, it does not cost anything. Please subscribe. It will help other people that have not found us yet get to us more readily. It just changes the algorithms, and it puts us up a little higher, and it makes it much more accessible for people to find us. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. I look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe.